Hi friends, I have missed you so much. Have you missed me? It has been a while since I've put out a video. I hope you all are so understanding. It has been quite the whirlwind of a season. I am sure a lot of you can relate with staying busy, doing all kinds of different projects, work, family, life in general. I don't have any excuses, but I can tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. There have been a lot of things going on, some of it good, some of it not so good. And I think that I'll probably dive deeper into some of those things, perhaps sometime on this channel. But for now, I just wanted to say hello and do a little fun craft project with you in the studio. Yay! Okay, well for starters, Jack has been out of school for summer. Come here, buddy. And a lot has been happening with him. He lost 2 teeth. 2 teeth! And he pulled them out himself. Where did you pull out your second tooth?
In Italy.
In Italy, you guys. Italy! What have we been doing all summer? Having fun, hanging out?
Mm-hmm.
Are you learning to swim?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else are you doing? You're heavy. I gotta put you down.
Okay.
Say see you later, guys.
See you later.
I have an idea. Let's just play with colorful supplies. Here we go. The planner I'm working on today is a part of my collaboration with the Happy Planner for their Be Happy box. As usual, all the links are in the description box below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. My intention was to share how I caught up on these blank pages coming up here in my planner while we were out of town for 3 weeks. I wasn't sure if I was going to fill in all the gaps, to be honest, as I worked on a traveler's notebook when we were in Italy. However, since this is a memory-keeping device, memory planner of sorts, it was important to me to utilize my supplies and get to decorating and documenting. I did much of the catching up in the comfort of my dining room table while hanging out with my family on Saturday, but I did decide to come back into the studio to film a little bit of watercoloring with this brush right here. And I think the nice thing about using these Uli watercolors is that anybody can do it. You can feel free to add some water and add some colors just like I'm doing in little splotches throughout your pages. If you're going to try this at home, I highly recommend just playing with a little bit of water. Don't add too much because you don't want the pages to be soaked. Obviously, these aren't watercolor papers. They're really high quality planner pages, but you can see that I'm more generous with my color than too much water. And you can feel free to mix and experiment as you go. I would recommend also choosing colors that speak to you, either extracting colors that are already on the pages of your planner, or just choose some of your favorite combinations and try different things. What I like about the ombre effect is that you can see them merging into each other, and try to think of this as if you were a child, right? When I watch my son, Jack, play with watercolors, it is a very different experience because he's not judging himself completely, right? He's not looking at it in a way that perhaps us adults do. And that's one of those things where you want to make sure that you are incredibly not so sacred with your color. You want to apply it and also have a little bit of fun with the whole area that you're covering. I'm sort of just going with the flow here and choosing little areas to cover with color. There's not really a rhyme or reason to it, and I'm hoping for the best. And to be honest, if all else fails, then I can take it as a learning and also cover it up with a sticker if I want to at some point. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the way it looks. Maybe just one last splotch in this corner here, and I think I'm going to let it dry and see where to go from here. Okay, This is my sticker book from Shine On, and I wanted to play around with some of these stickers because they are clear and you can use the black outline ones just as you normally would and they show up. But the cool part is that there are a bunch of white stickers here. So I'm going to hopefully have enough space so that I can add some white stickers and you can see the contrast of how it turns out. I want to do party over here because of PlannerCon parties in Atlanta. And then when I get to the white stickers, which you can't really see here, it just looks like a blank white sheet, there are different designs. And if the color was a little bit darker, you could probably see it better, but in the video, it doesn't show up as much, but when you actually look at it in person, it's there. It's a little faint because my saturation of the blue pigment isn't as much, but guess what? I like the subtlety of it, and I think it has a nice little effect, so I can work around it with some writing. And the thought process here is just to go and use your supplies and have fun with it and see how it turns out. Don't get too attached to the result, because if you're anything like me, it's so much more fun to go through the process. Enjoy the process, use your supplies, use a bunch of stickers, use some stamps if you want. I'll show you how I stamp in a little bit, but just adding more stickers here is something that anybody can do, and you can let life surprise you. See how everything turns out. Even if I plan to do something, sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. But in this case, I'm using this awesome Paper Afternoon custom stamp that she sent me, and it's my face, yours truly, and it is such a good impression. And I have one of Jack, you've probably seen, and this ink did not bleed through. So I want to encourage you to try different things. I actually shared this on my Instagram stories when I printed out these photos and used the punch for the first time. This, my friends, is the game-changing part. This Happy Planner punch punches it perfectly, okay? But see how it's not really centered? I'm going to cut it first, okay? Be right back because I'm doing this one-handed. Fiskar scissors to the rescue, and then I'm just going to show you. I left it there because I wanted to show you how much I cut off. Then I could get it in here and get a better idea of where I want to place it, and then push down on this handle, but I have to use my other hand. So then I used my hand and punched it and opened up the little window and took out the photo, used Tombow adhesive, lifted up these stickers and stuck it right on there, and it was awesome. So a lot of the work that I put into this planner happened off camera. Like I said, I was hanging out with my family on my dining room table. Well, I wasn't on my dining room table. My stuff was, and I embellished these pages because it was easier to do that when I was with my family and hanging out. And I'm sure you all experience this type of thing where you need to get creative, and sometimes it has to happen simultaneously while you're doing other things. Carving out time for yourself to do what feeds your soul is essential to happiness and fulfillment and all that good stuff. This is actually the point where I had left off, so I went ahead and filled in with stickers. I don't have really a formula, but you saw the beginnings of this page when it was just mostly the watercolor washes and maybe that one little square at the top of Monday. I decided to put an Instax photo in there from the drone that we used while we were in Italy. Though I was a little torn about putting a photo in my planner, I'm so glad I did. I think it ties in the page really nicely. And this page, even though it doesn't have a photo and it has a lot of writing and some large stickers, I think that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You've heard me say that before if you've watched any of my videos. So don't focus on something so much that you lose sight of trying to have fun with the process. And as I flip through here and do some other things in the planner, I wanted to go ahead and share 5 tips on how to memory keep like a pro in your planner. Number 1, be a maximalist. Don't be afraid to fill up blank spaces. I used to feel discouraged when I'd look back over a week and see so many blank spots in my planners and journals. To me, they represented failures to log my days properly, quote unquote. Now I get excited when I see them because I realize that they're actually opportunities to add beautiful embellishments and flourishes. Those empty spaces are a blessing in disguise. If you want to be more true to the past, quote unquote, you can always journal a little about your experiences in colorful pens or markers to add your own personal touch. Number 2, add dimension. Try out multiple media for a multi-dimensional look and feel. Don't hold back. You can add stamps, watercolors, stickers, die cuts, and washi tapes in layers to create the perfect multi-layered masterpiece. You've seen me work through this. It's what I do. The benefit to working through these layers is that you can always cover up something that you don't like with a sticker or a die cut. Just remember that if you're stamping or using watercolors, you need to allow everything to dry before you move on to your next layer. While you wait, you can always work on another page or project. The great thing about these Happy Planner pages is that you can just pull them right out like I have done here. And I don't know where this rainbow thing is going, but I think that I'm going to like it after it dries and I add some more layers to it. I want to fill in some background here too. I think I have a little fuzz in here that I need to get out. If at any time you do have something that gets into your watercolor or onto your page, like a hair from the brush or some dust or a thing of lint, don't worry, you can actually just let it dry and then flick it off most of the time. I don't know why. I was so bent on getting that off. Anyway, while I add just a little bit more color, I'm going to set this aside to dry because I want it to have ample time, and then I can go about flipping through the rest of this for you. Number 3, use tools that make it exciting and easy to try the layout of your dreams. Don't get too concerned about what you've done before or if it feels repetitive. Do what works for you. When you do feel like trying new things, that's okay too. This was one of those moments where Jax had something funny to say about Gatorade and how it charges him with electricity because he heard electrolytes and he took it as electricity later on. So I made sure to jot that down. Use supplies that get you excited. As a child, I loved going into craft supply stores and seeing all the amazing options. Whether it's your favorite tape runner, a printer that connects wirelessly to your phone, a pair of scissors, or your favorite pen, or that Happy Planner punch that punches out the photos or pattern paper perfectly to fit into these rectangles. There are all kinds of different ways that you can have fun in your planner, which leads me to number 4. Experiment. Try something new and different. Actually play with it. When we're kids, we remember to have fun on a regular basis. As we grow older and take on more and more responsibility, we forget how important it is to do something just for the sake of having fun. Number 5, set realistic expectations for your projects. Focus on doing the best you can in the moment. If you get tired, take a step back. Compliment yourself on the things you're doing well and make a note of the things you'd like to improve. That way, you'll know what to focus on when you're trying to learn new skills. Remember, all of us are striving for progress, not perfection. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give this a thumbs up. Jack, are you in the corner? Subscribe to my channel. We just hit 55,000 subscribers. 55. I don't have enough hands for that. We are very excited. Thank you each and every single one of you. It makes me so happy to know that my message is resonating with so many of you, and I just am feeling so grateful for all the love. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't yet, tune into my podcast, Craft a Life You Love. I will link it below. We've had some amazing guests onto it, and maybe one of these days we'll do a video podcast type thing, and that might happen soon. All right. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and I hope you feel inspired to keep those creative juices flowing. Mwah!
Goodbye.
This dress has pockets. Pockets! Don't you love pockets? It's cute, right?